Howdy ho, Facebook friends. Sierra Sullivan here. I'm on day, oh God, I'm totally losing track. I think I'm on day 17 of the 21-day Facebook Live challenge. And yesterday, I shared all about how I manifested a beautiful home in the hills for a fraction of the price and the ease of which I did that. And I touched on a few things that, what's up, Sarah? Good to have you here. Hey, Francine. Hi. So I touched on a few concepts that I want to dive into a little bit deeper today, which has to do with the concept of a resource-based economy, being well-resourced, and new currency. So I invite you, as you listen in, to really be open and available for this information to land, because there's a lot of us that live in a very one-dimensional world, and this concept may kind of rub up against some stuff that you've been taught. So I'm going to give you a little backstory. So this video is going to be slightly longer than usual. I'm noticing my hair is looking like an ice cream cone today. My new hairdo. I'm still trying to figure out how to do it. How's it look today, huh? Does it look okay? It's a little, I can't get it to quite stick up as far as I want today. Anyways, so about 2 years ago, I had a pretty significant dip in my income, and I didn't understand what was going on or why I was so low financially. Thanks, Sarah. Awesome. And I knew that it wasn't from lack of effort or lack of doing what I had normally done or lack of my ability to sell products and programs or make money. There was something else going on, and it was hitting me so hard, both on a sort of dark night of the soul level, energetically, and also physically, tangibly in my bank account. And at the time, I had a lot of debt and money that needed to be paid, and there was no income coming in, and there was no desire on either part of Rano or myself to actually do what we were supposed to do to make that money happen. So we both knew that something was up and something new was wanting to be expressed. Now, a couple months or so prior to that, I had been in conversation with a beautiful woman shaman that I was working with to ignite and deepen my spiritual practices. And one of the things she shared with me is that there is new money coming to this planet, but you need the ATM card in order to access it. And I thought, well, that's interesting. How the heck do I get one of those ATM cards? Now, this is all, I'm talking symbolically here. And I thought, what would it take, and who do I need to be in order to have an ATM card so I can access that new money, that new currency? And part of the reason that was so exciting to me is because I feel very sad in my heart that all of the money currently in circulation on this planet has been filtered through a dark channel and has been tainted by shadow energy in multiple forms, as well as in the systems that have been built and in the way that the money has been created, and on and on and on. There's actually a really great book that I can point you to if you want to know more specifics about our monetary system, and that's The Creature from Jekyll Island. I can't remember who wrote it, but it's The Creature from Jekyll Island. It talks about how these systems got set up, how the money systems come to be, why it's flawed, why it hasn't helped, how much harm it's caused in this planet. It's very eye-opening and heartbreaking. But before I read that book, I knew in my heart of hearts that the money that was in current circulation, I didn't really want anything to do with. Now, when you don't want anything to do with money, Law of Attraction says you're not going to have anything to do with money. So I think I had reached a point in my life where I had gotten very clear that I was done with the old model of revenue generating, and a new model needed to emerge. But where was that new model? I didn't know what it was. So in those couple of months that we were in that financial challenge, we had an opportunity. The good part is, because we didn't have enough money at the time to be able to rent our own place, we were given places to stay for quite a few months from friends and colleagues and things like that, which was actually where we started to understand the depth of resource-based economy. I'm going to get into that more in a minute. But resource-based economy is the concept of where you don't necessarily need money in order to live your life. You could be well-resourced and have no money in the bank, and you can be well-resourced and have a great life and still not have a ton of money in the bank. So where I started to get clear is that because I didn't have enough money, I wasn't monetarily resourced at the time in order to pay for a place to live. Instead, I was given resources, a resource-based economy in which to live. That opened up a whole plethora of interest-bearing accounts, and I mean great opportunities, people connections. I could, if I could make a chart to share with you how that seemingly perceived lack in my life brought so much abundance in every form. I could probably do a whole hour-long or even day-long course about that. So I started to get clear that, wow, there is a new currency, and I am starting to get the ATM, and it actually has very little to do with money. Whereas most of us, myself included, for a very long time, and even still some days, feel that money is our only means to get what it is that we need. It's our only means to get food. It's our only means to get shelter. It's our only means to get all of the necessities of life. But I'm here to tell you that money is actually only one resource needed. And it's not even the only resource needed. It's just a resource. Money is one channel in a pool of, or a TV show, a TV set of several channels of ways in which you can have what it is that you need, want, desire, deserve, without necessarily even needing money. Money is the one we've made the most important. As a culture, as a society, as a people, as a human race, we have elevated money to the highest order so that we actually become enslaved by it. We become enslaved by it because we believe that it's what we actually need in order to make our life go around. Now, yes, there are certain places that only take the current currency, the monetary, and you can only get certain things perceivedly through the exchange of the tangible currency, dollar bills, checks, credit cards, which is very intangible, and that's how we get things. But believing that that's the only way to get things is cutting off your ability to see all of the abundance and potentially more money, but I'm talking a wealth of information, a wealth of resources, a bounty of life's goodness that may be available to you if you weren't so focused on the one track channel, the one line of revenue that money is. So you get my drift? Money is one currency. It's one way. It's not the only way. It's not all-knowing way. It's one way. It's become the most popular way. It's the one we most believe in. It's the way that we have all dedicated our life, blood, sweat, tears, knowledge, labor in order to receive, thinking that that's what we need. But it's only one. Okay? I want to make that very clear. Thank you, Phoenix. Thanks, Sarah. So what are the other ways? Well, that's up to you. That we live in abundance of resources. If one of my favorite mentors always says, if you're feeling off about something, look to nature. If it's true in nature, it's true. If you don't see it in nature, it's not true. It's some made-up concept or construct. So if we think about just the concept of abundance, we look to nature. I mean, nature is abundant. I'm here in a neighborhood where nature is less abundant, but it's still pretty abundant. Thanks for all the hearts. I'm loving it. And I look at the tree out here, and it has an abundance of leaves. It has an abundance of bark. I look at the grass. It has an abundance of blades of grass. That bush has an abundance of sticks and twigs and stems. That rock has an abundance of stone and crevices. Right? Abundance is natural. We live in abundance. The place where we cut off our abundance is in our blindness, is in our one-track mind viewing that money is the end-all, be-all channel to our abundance. Are you picking up what I'm putting down? Hopefully you're following along. So I was feeling into that. I was looking at how many different ways that Rano and I have been well-resourced in all different ways, including this beautiful woman, Linda Levitin, who's here, who gave us a home to live in for many, many, many months, over many, many, many years, and was so well-resourced that she was able to expand her own resources. So Linda, again, shout out to you, my love, for all of your abundance and your ability to share your abundance, and for the opportunity for me to even become aware of my abundance in all the ways that I'm here speaking to all of you now, because of your big heart, Linda. So I just want to give a shout out to Linda for that. So I started to realize that money is just one little sliver, and what else, and where else, and how else might I create my life? Now, yesterday I shared how I was able to create my life in this beautiful home and with shared resources and shared abundance and have more than what I would be able to afford on my own with the life that I would want to create for myself. And so watch that video if you didn't, that'll give you some context. And I started to feel into, well, then I'm going to stop focusing on money as my sustenance, money as my only means. And I'm going to start to open up my blinders and see what else, where else, how else, as I just said, can I obtain and gain and receive that which I most desire without having to work my ass off or trade my dollars for hours or do things I don't want to do or have to be out there, selling my goods or marketing my face off or all the different ways that have just never felt fully in alignment for me. I value them, but not for me as much anymore. So fast forward about 6 months later, lots of evolution. I blew up my business. I blew up my brand. I was like, I don't want to do things the way I've been doing things. I know there's something more. I'm still not generating money and all the things I know I've been able to do before. There's still something's got to give. Something's got to give. So I started to really feel into, well, what is, and I talked about this in yesterday's video, what does my version of wealth look like? Like if I was well-resourced, what would that look like? And again, I talked about this in yesterday's video, and this is how I ended up with this gorgeous house. I started to get a clearer definition of who I am as a wealthy woman. And that doesn't mean how much money is in the bank, because again, I have been told wealth is actually not how much money we have in the bank. No, wealth is the ability to be able to manifest and create and come up with as much money as you need when you need it, not because you've worked your ass off, saved it up, and feel wealthy, because at any given moment, that could be gone too. We've seen it all the time. People's stocks disappear, people's investments disappear, people's houses lose value. Like, that money is phony, made-up money and some weird thing. And again, read the book, Dr. Jekyll, The Creature from Jekyll Island, and you can learn more about that. Nothing is guaranteed. And many people who have that and think it's their security, are still feeling like they need more, are still caught up in the storyline that, oh, if I just had a little more. In Lynn Twist's book, The Soul of Money, she talks about everybody who has money or doesn't have money, doesn't matter how much money they have or how little money they have, they constantly feel like just 15 to 20% more and they'll be good. 15 to 20% more. So it doesn't matter. You can have as more money than you could ever know what to do with, and you'd still have the construct that you need more, and you can have as little as you could possibly have, and you'd still feel like just a little more would make a difference. Right? That's nuts. To me, that's nuts. That's going against nature. That's believing in lack. That's believing in a false scarcity, illusion of scarcity, and it's absolutely not true. So just chew on that for a second. So back to me, my story. I started to feel into, okay, where is that new money? Where is that new money that my shaman was talking about, and how do I actually access it? And then I started realizing that money, and I've heard this a ton, and I've known this, money is currency, and currency is energy. Right? Money is currency. Currency is energy. I've been hearing that for over a decade. So then I started to feel into, well, wait a second. If money is currency and currency is energy, then I just need a different kind of energetic flow in my life to receive new currency. And then that currency can be the new form of money that my shaman was talking about. So if money is money is currency, currency is energy, change my energy, it flows into currency, it becomes my new form of money. Following? What I realized that having new currency is really about having new currency. The ability to see in the current moment beyond the illusion, beyond the scarcity, beyond the freneticness of lack consciousness and not enoughness. So when I get current, in other words, get present, get in the moment, and really see really see what is available to me, really see the leaves on the tree, the blades of grass, the abundance that's all around me, really see the opportunity that is most likely and always right in front of me that will lead me to resources for that which I seek and need for my desires, then I have actually taken this new ATM card, put it into the machine, and received a bounty of abundance in the form of multiple different things, including money, including resources. Resources can be food, it could be information, it could be physical support, physical help, it could be a physical home to live in, it can be a car, whatever resource you need in order to get to where you want to be. Are we picking up what I'm putting down here? Am I getting excited? Is this exciting? So my access to new money, my access to the new currency, the new economy, is through my ability to wake up and see more clearly in this moment. One of the concepts that I've been teaching for years and years and years is that everything that we need and desire is always within arm's reach. And if we're leaning over and reaching too far and stressing out and struggling to get there, we're missing the point. Because where the desire exists, so too does the way. Now, we miss the way quite often because we're stuck in how it's supposed to happen and our limiting construct of beliefs, or what I like to call pie vision, our ability to we can only see this much because of our old beliefs. And or we're just stuck in a paradigm thinking that we need to go out and earn it and make it happen because that's the way of this world. If you do this, you'll have that. If you grab the bull by the horns, etc., you'll have it. And we miss the very breadcrumb, the very one little step, one person, the person that could give you that job, or the person that could support you with that trip to Hawaii, or the person that could, or the place, or the symbol, or the sign that could lead you to the very next piece that opens up the whole pathway to that which you most desire and need and want and maybe have a necessity for. We're so busy looking towards the future, planning out the years and the months and the this, having the plan, figuring it out, that we're missing quite often the ability to get current with our see. And so we can't see. And so then we fall into the same bullshit that the world wants us to, distracted, plugged in, numbed out, blind to that which is our natural birthright, is our ability to actually call forth that which we most desire and have it in all sorts of ways. Material goods, monetarily, love, relationally, informationally, however it's meant to come. We live in an abundant world. So I've yabber-jabbered for I don't know how many minutes now, a while, and I threw a lot of different concepts at you, but this is what I've been really downloading and channeling and really living into. I've been living into my new currency, my ability to see in the current moment what's right in front of me and which to call upon those resources, opportunities, information, and to then have what I most desire. And from that, I've received a lot of really cool things. I have literally not made much money at all personally in the last 6 to 8 months. I have called in opportunities for my beloved to make the money for us, which is called in other opportunities to have some desires and dreams that I've been long fighting to gain and thought I had to do something for, make myself visible for, build my brand or market my services for. And now these things are actually showing up because I'm present as much as I can. I'm not perfect. I'm human. I gotta take my own damn advice.com half the time. And the more I become present to my own currency, the more that I have flow in my life, the more energy and resources flow to me, and I'm able to actually navigate my life without having to have the kind of money that I had been brainwashed, and many of you probably had been brainwashed into thinking you need to have in which to get to where you want to be. So, my lovers, is a lot of beautiful people here. I'm very excited. Thanks for showing up. I've got Alex Lightman. Oh my God, Alex, we've never met in person. You know my man Rano. You're friends with my dear friends. I'm honored to have you tuning into me. Thank you. I'm super curious about your thoughts. John Rowe, wow, all the way from Saratoga, and a few others. So honored that you took the time to be here with me and engage in this conversation. And I don't know everything. I don't know anything. I know what I know, and I know what I feel, and I know what's been shown to me and what's working for me, and I felt compelled to share it with you. And for those of you that were looking for a new way of doing things, there's lots of great resources out there. I'm going to share more of these concepts over the next couple days as I complete my 21-day Facebook Live challenge. I'm going to kind of, come out of the closet with some of my concepts and ideas here, and I'm open to dialogue. I'm open to things. What I do know is that since I've opened myself up to really seeing currently, there's a lot more in this world that's happening in the areas of new economy than there are when you're paying attention to the news and the old ways and the old economy. And I'm very heartened to know that this is not a far-flung, some far-off future. This is actually being created and built by multitudes of people who have been downloading and channeling and seeing and opening their hearts and their minds and their creativity and their knowledge to create the new world. I'll leave you with this last resource. A book that I'm getting through and loving is Sacred Economics by Charles Eisenstein. It's a beautiful contrast to The Creature from Jekyll Island because it does talk about the problem and how we got here. And it gives a lot of really great solutions as to where we can go next in our hearts and our minds and our fiscal structures. So if you're curious and you want to do some of your own research, please do check out that book and continue the conversation with me. I'll be back online. I'm going to do my best to show up around the same time every day for the next couple days and make it easier on y'all. Probably 2 p.m., 3 p.m., 4 p.m. Pacific. I will post something on my Facebook wall and give you a heads up when I will be posting, so just keep tuned in if you're interested in staying connected with me in this conversation. And that's it. That's all I got for you today. So, the book, the comment says that the name of the book I was talking about is Sacred Economics by Charles Eisenstein. It's a big, thick book. Super heady, but it's really potent, and I'm committed to following more of his work because it really speaks to me and speaks to what I've been feeling and seeing and understanding, and much of what I just shared with you. So I just started reading it, and it's awesome. And the other book I was talking about is The Creature from Jekyll Island. That's a book that, I can't remember the author, but that's a book that really outlines like where we've gotten into this mess from a matrix world of money, and how it's a little bit like, so anyways, I so appreciate it. Hey, Gary, good to see you here. I'm just about to sign off, but I'd love for you to come check out the rest of this video, watch it, because I'd love your thoughts, because you're a powerful manifester too, in the ways of the new Soul Purpose Wealth. Gary and I were down at a Soul Purpose Wealth retreat a couple years ago, and we were discussing a lot of this. So Gary, check out what I was talking about. I'd love to hear your thoughts, because I've evolved a lot in my understanding of that. Let's see, Kathy King says, divine timing to hear this conversation today. Thank you. Oh, you're so welcome. So happy to be offering this to you. Right, so many of us are, we just get so stuck in the money paradigm, and we get so disheartened, and we lose so much of our life force energy and so much of our stress and time, and just it's just not worth it. It's just not worth it. So if I were to, I'd love to hear any of you with any of your thoughts, what you're struggling with, maybe a question I can answer. Again, I'm no expert. I've just been expertly digging and diving deep into this in my own life because it's a very important topic to me. I'm done with the old conversation that has not served me. I'm ready for a new currency. I'm now current in my C. I have more flow. I have more abundance. I have more of the lifestyle I've wanted with way less effort and a ton more fun. And I want that for all of you. I desire that for all of you. So check out this video. If you're just tuning in, go back and watch it. Watch yesterday's video. You can get more context, and tune in tomorrow in the next couple days. I'll be sharing more about what I've learned and how I've gained, and how you can gain too. All right, everybody, I'm Sierra Sullivan. Thanks so much for tuning in and being here with me. Such an honor. So excited. And I will see you tomorrow for day 17 or something like that of my 21-day Facebook Live. It's getting juicy now. All right, take care. Bye.